Has nothing to do with the guys on the outside.
The Philadelphia Eagles, who's delivering the football, Dan?
Has nothing to do with the offensive line, the run game, the tight end. So I'm not saying Dak's playing bad. Dak's playing great. But that's not what your comment was, Cam. That's not what your comment was.
If you listen to my comment was simple. It was the reason why Dallas Cowboys is in this position is in large part because of Dak Prescott. That was not my comment.
Go ahead.
So the question here is the criticism of Jalen Hurts
fair? Warranted?
Hell no.
Correct.
It's absolutely not. I can't think of a quarterback in particular. There is no quarterback in the NFL that's accomplished what Jalen Hurts has accomplished that gets criticized in the way that he's criticized. There's no quarterback that's 51-14 throughout his tenure that gets criticized the way that Jalen Hurts gets criticized. There's no quarterback that has played at that level in not one, but 2 Super Bowls that gets criticized the way that he gets criticized. There's no quarterback in the NFL that protects the ball historically the way he's protecting the football this year that gets criticized like he is criticized. There's no quarterback that has his team leading the conference that's played at the level that he's played at, not only this year, but throughout his career that's criticized in that way. And that was why I said when asked the question previously, no matter what Jalen Hurts does, unless every single game is the Minnesota Vikings from this year, which we know, based on his true disposition and the way he plays the game, isn't how it works for him. Unless every game's like that, he's going to be criticized. But what's crazy to me is we won't come on here, right, and talk about Jared Goff's game against the Minnesota Vikings weeks ago, and then now the Philadelphia Eagles, and criticize Jared Goff that way. Why? Because we could see him be explosive in other games. We won't look at other quarterbacks and say, oh, this quarterback can't do it because he has a bad game. And so to me, it is so unfair the way we like to pick apart Jalen Hurts with all that he's done both individually and team success.
Look, if anybody is going to give a person I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Stephen A.
I don't know whether to be offended or not when I listen to some things that RC says. Because, I know he's a very busy man, and just like Dio, he's a very, very busy man, and, they got other obligations, so maybe they missed First Take. You actually sat up there and said on national television, we haven't called out Jared Goff. Now, I have at least 3 producers in the control room that I could send out to go and get clips of us calling out Jared Goff and his panicky self. You saw the way he played in the postseason when he went up against the Washington Commanders. We saw the way he played against the Eagles last week. We know that did you see Monday show after that man showed up and played the way he played the Eagles last week? I was there. I don't know where you were, but I was there. I know what I said. I know what other people said. It just amazes me how so many, y'all speak with such emphasis and so emphatically and oh my God, you didn't say this. Yes, we did. That matter of fact, being a quarterback, we haven't called out. Let's get that straight. Think about it. That's why Dan Orlovsky's laughing. I missed calling out somebody? Really? Are you kidding me? No. It's not something I miss, okay? I can give you a slew of names. Did you call me a hater? You didn't call me a hater because of Jalen Hurts. You called me a hater because perpetually, religiously, consistently, somehow, some way, I'm going to call you out. So let's stop that nonsense. Of course we did, okay? That's number one. Number 2, Jalen Hurts. When folks got on him last year, what did we get on him about? The public was getting on him because they weren't looking as good. He wasn't throwing the football as fluidly or whatever. Then he showed out, and did it a game, and then showed up at the press conference and said, is that what you were looking for? And everybody collectively said, yeah, thank you, because we know he can do it. So you're having a situation right now where the media, the public at large and stuff like that, getting blamed. His own receiver is complaining. The coach has had to address this issue on several occasions. And Sirianni's taking his hits as well. And all he's doing is winning. But he's still taking hits as well. It ain't just Jalen Hurts. It's him too. So we got to look at that as well. All I'm trying to say is this. Everybody knows that Jalen Hurts can ball. He's the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, got his bag. Everybody applauded it. We know he deserves it. We know that he's been a winner for his career, no doubt. But because we're seeing what we're seeing, and we know he can do better, and we know it's going to be required in order for the Eagles to repeat, that's why we pointed out. It ain't the end of the world, y'all.
From someone who I could honestly say probably been as critical of Jalen Hurts in the past as anybody. He's 32-1 since 2002 when they win the turnover differential. The one game they lost was against Washington when he got knocked out. So he wins. Everyone says Justin Herbert's great, but he doesn't win. Matthew Stafford, when he was in Detroit, he was great, but he doesn't win. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are great, but they don't win the big game. So we can't say that about those humans and then criticize Jalen Hurts because all he does is
win. Yeah.
Hold on, Dio. Hold on. Don't let me get away with that shit. Didn't you just say, Dio? Didn't Shay, correct me if I'm wrong. With all of that stuff Dan Orlovsky just pointed out, didn't he raise his hand on national television just seconds ago and say, nobody's more critical of him than me?
I said no one has been more critical of Hurts in the past. In the last year?
Excuse me. So in other words, in that 32-1 run, okay, that you just pointed out about Jalen Hurts, over those 33 games, there's nothing that you said critical about Jalen Hurts. Is that what you said on national television?
I literally just said there was. I literally just said there was. But then I've also gotten to the point. I've also gotten to the point, instead of constantly chasing what I don't like about the way that he might play or the way that it looks in comparison to other quarterbacks, I've realized, no, all this guy does is whatever's necessary at whatever point to win that specific game, and that leads to them winning.
What's the date? What's the date? Today's November 21st. Yes. Today's November 21st. Okay, so on November 21st, Dan says this on national television. But every damn day before that, when you got film and you're dissecting, and you're talking about, he did this right, but he did this wrong, and you're highlighting that stuff. Oh, no. Oh, you are a paragon of virtue, huh? You're unbelievable. You really, really are. I mean, with a straight face.
It's not being unbelievable. It's me sitting here going,
that drivel. Let's stop it. Let's stop it.
You're wrong.
Stephen A, evolution. It is evolution.
You're
wrong. It is evolution. He's evolving.
He's keeping it fluid.
It's fluid.
You're wrong. Like that fine shirt combination, you're wrong.
It's called growth. It's called growth.
Okay, here, maybe we'll change the question. The criticism of Jalen Hurts not warranted right now, but if they lose a game,
still not.
Maybe the offense and Jalen Hurts criticism will be okay. No?
To see how the game goes.
If they lose a game.
We got to see how the game goes.
Okay, fair enough. Not everyone here, shockingly, not everyone agrees on something.